Welcome to Fusionverse, a show where we talk about anime, TV shows, movies, and games. And today we're going to be talking about Berserk, Golden Arc, Golden Age Arc 2? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Now, you may not know this, but this is my second time recording this due to the fact that I forgot to turn on the audio on the mic. So, here it is. Berserk Golden Age Arc 2 is incredible. The fact of the matter is that if you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. It's super freaking amazing. In the second one, you actually get to see more of the development between Guts and the Band of Hawk. You get to see the relationship that he's developing with Griffith as well as Casca. And you get to see exactly why he's following Griffith now, why he's actually, not upset that he lost to him, where he's more like saying, okay, cool, I'm with you on this. I know exactly what you want, and I want to follow that path. And you get to see that actually through his eyes. And you get to see exactly what Griffith actually wants. He wants to be king. He wants to rise up from where he originally was. And if you don't know where originally he was, you're going to see the last video. Originally, he was just a peasant. He was just a little boy without, I believe, any parents at all. Where he kind of saw this person where it's like, it's like he wants to be there, and she gives him this little red egg-looking thing. And it's like, well, here you go. This will help you get there. So, with that being said, it's a whole situation where he's trying to go up there. The Band of Hawk is being regarded as one of the best, I believe, mercenary groups. But as they're progressing, they end up becoming nobles as they take down. They're actually able to capture a freaking castle because apparently Griffith was part of there, and kind of familiarized himself with it. They're able to kind of disguise themselves as well. And this is where you get to see more of the relationship between these characters. You get to see exactly their strategy and how they're doing it, because everyone is doubting them. They're doubting that the Band of Hawk are actually able to capture this place, considering I believe they have like maybe 1,000, 5,000 soldiers at their disposal. But their strategy is incredible, and at the end of it, they are able to capture it. They're able to sneak in from this other freaking soldier, and while Guts is in the battlefield, taking on like this pretty much like brute freaking guy like on horseback as they're going at it and fighting. And at the end of it, Guts is able to kill him and defeat him. It is honestly a pretty freaking brutal and awesome battle to see, as well as Casca redeeming herself from previous, from like the whale guy or something like that, and able to defeat him finally and kind of get some of that courage back that she feels that she's lost. But you also get to see the king himself give them just this nobility. Tell them, hey, like, you're better than what we thought you were, and you proved it to us. So here, you're rising up in the ranks, and everyone is super excited. But Griffith still wants more. He wants to rise up to be king. So in a way, he's communicating with the princess and stuff like that. Even though he really has no interest in her, he realizes that is the only way that he could get there. He doesn't really seem to have much interest in many individuals. But however, you also get to see this Guts just develop, not this friendship with all of them, but also this relationship with Casca, where you feel like there is this tension, this romantic tension between them, and it's kind of just developing and stuff like that. However, as throughout this movie or this epic tale, Griffith tells him, "Hey, you know what? This is what actually, like, I want you to do this. This guy tried to kill me." Because there's this incident where they go out kind of like hunting, and Griffith gets shot with an arrow. However, his little gross red medallion thing protects him because it gets hit instead of him personally. So he's able to survive, but he knows who did it, and it's the guy who's been treating him like crap. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because he puts this task on Guts, like, to make him carry this out. Guts thinks like, oh, he really trusts me with this. He believes in me that, that it's a certain type of relationship. However, as the story progresses, it turns out that's not the case. Guts does carry out the mission, kills the guy as well as his son by accident. He thinks it's someone else. The door's opening, and he's like, leaves no witnesses. It is probably the saddest thing I've seen, that little boy dying, because it's not an instant death. It's kind of just hanging on. They're making eye contact, and that messes with Guts. Is like, what did I just do? Now that's when things are just going just on another level, because you get to hear just because as Guts is looking for Griffith to talk to him to let him know exactly what he did, everything that happened, and he's looking for him, and people are looking for Guts as well, from the Band of Hawk, just like, oh, where is he? I'm not sure. Shows up, he has like a wound, but no one knows that it's him that did it because he's covered up when he escapes. But as he's progressing to talk to Griffith, he's like, oh, he's here with like the princess or something at this ball. He overhears Griffith talking to her and saying like, well, that Griffith doesn't see his followers as equals. He sees himself as something more. He says in order for anyone to be considered his equal, they need to be at his level. They need to have their own dreams, something to pursue. And Guts realizes, wow, so he thinks really like nothing of me. He just using me as his pawn. He doesn't care about me or about anyone else. And for him, that just destroys his life, because his whole life, his life, when he meets Griffith, it's like, okay, I'm gonna follow this man. He knows his dream. I want to follow that. But now he's like, you know what? I have to carve out my own path and to be seen as his equal. And with that, he leaves. He's leaving and doesn't dismiss himself from the Band of Hawk, which is pretty sad, because some of the members actually show up and say, hey, could you like help us out here? Could you don't go. Like all the captains show up. Then Griffith shows up and he's like, no, you said you were mine, so you're mine. He just kind of like wants to use them. However, he's like, but if you defeat me in combat, then you can leave. And Griffith isn't, what he once was. But in comparison to Guts, Guts has become just more incredible soldier or mercenary. And basically, Guts is able to defeat him. And he leaves. However, this mentally breaks Griffith, because apparently to him, even though unbeknownst to Guts, he did admire him. He saw him as an equal, but he just never, let him know. So when that occurs, he actually, he snaps and he's like, what the hell's going on? What am I doing? Loses it. Pretty much breaks into the princess's quarters through the window. She lets him in. He ends up like kissing her, touching her. They end up having sex, which is friggin' in detail, by the way. They show it. And it's just passionate moment, but he's just lost it, where he just wants her. He wants, something. And it's the first time you actually see Griffith kind of in this state, whereas you didn't before. However, they do not know that someone is actually a maiden, in fact, is looking through the keyhole and sees that happening. She goes and contacts pretty much the king, lets everyone know, like, hey, this is what's happening. As Griffith, after a while, he leaves, he is caught, of course, and he begins to get tortured. He's beaten, and he's talking to the king, and the king is and he realizes that, like, no, the king's not going to marry her off to him, in fact, or to anyone, because he wants her. And the king realizes, like, holy crap, like he knows or something. And it's like, it's true, the king wants his daughter to want him. And it's just so freaking crazy. So that happens, and the Band of Hawk get ambushed in the spot, because they were told they were going to have some morning training, but not bring weapons. Real shady stuff. A lot of them are getting killed off. They stay together. Casca rallies them up, takes off, and they're able to escape. Meanwhile, Guts has no knowledge of this. He's off, doing his own thing, like training or whatever. He's already on his path somewhere else. Meanwhile, Griffith is captured and being tortured. That alone is so freaking just brutal to see exactly like how far they've come up, and just like that, it's taken away. And that is, well, the end of Arc 2 for Berserk. So Arc 3. Arc 3 is probably, you know what? Yeah. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. 4 more videos. Click there. This will be part 1, and part 2 will be released right after this. I'm just going to make it 2 separate videos. It's going to be super long. Thank you so much.